Hey everyone, I'm Evangeline right here at eTrailers. Today we're taking a look at this Rhino Rack Roof Rack system, and I'll also show you how to get it all installed on your 2024 Subaru Forester. If you're looking to carry around some fun gear for your adventures, whether it's a rooftop tent or some kayaks, or you need some extra space in a roof box, what you first need is a crossbar system, kind of like this one. Because of the raised rail design of the Forester, there's several different roof rack options available for your vehicle. It really does depend on what your priorities are. Are you looking for sleek? Are you looking for affordable? Are you looking for sturdiness? Rhino Rack has options within that realm as well. Even for this system, you can get the Vortex multi-purpose bars, which is what we have here, or you can get the larger Sportz bar. You can even get the platform rack. All those options use this exact same clamp. If you use a Rhino Rack system, I'd love to hear all about it. Please send a picture of how you're using it and what adventures you're going on, and that helps other people decide which one is best for their adventure too. The multi-purpose Vortex bars are going to be ideal if you're looking for strength, durability, but also a more sleek look and the ability to carry around different things with it. We are using the recommended length kit here, which is 49 inches, which means that we're going to have just a little bit of overhang. From the tower to right before the end cap, we have about 3 inches of overhang. This number will change depending where on your roof you have this installed. That means you have just enough for most types of clamps to fit around, making things easier to reach, easier to load up, and more crossbar to access. So if you were to put clamps around this, you have from the top of the roof to the bottom of the crossbar around 3¼ inches, which will fit for most applications. Now if you had U-bolts with wing nuts, which is the old school style of clamping things down, just double check that, that might get a little close. The next measurement is going to be the height this adds to the roof. So top of the roof to top of the crossbar, let's say 4½ inches. That number is going to change depending on where you measure because your roof is curved. And that's a pretty good height too for most types of cargo and accessories. So picture this, you have skis, you have extra tall bindings, you make sure you have enough clearance for those bindings so you're not scratching up your roof. If you find that you need some extra clearance, well, we have plenty of accessories like ski carriers with like a little ski lift to give you that extra clearance. Now when we're talking about large kayaks and large roof boxes, that's another measurement that you need to add so that your crossbar system plus your roof box means you can still make it through your garage door. Now I mentioned you have raised rails on your Forester. What that means is these rails that are over your roof, they have space underneath so that you can clamp things around them. And that also means that your roof rack, well, you can put it anywhere on the raised rails that you want. You can get different crossbar spread. So crossbar spread is measured center to center on the roof rack. For me, if I measure from one crossbar to the other, I have it at 27 inches, which from my experience of installing roof racks is a good number to shoot for. Fits most types of things. But if you needed to move it closer together or further apart, let's say you're carrying a really long canoe or ladder, well, you can max this out to as much as 39 inches of crossbar spread. As you clamp things down, you have 2 options for how you want to clamp it. You can clamp it down around the crossbar, like the traditional way, or you can take off the end caps and then you have access to the channel inside. Now, some people don't like the Vortex strips because you do have to take this off and cut it around what accessories you have, but I like them because they really help reduce the wind drag and wind noise when installed properly. So with the T-Track or channel mounted accessories, you'll then get full access to all of the crossbar for how you want to mount things. Plus this comes with the lock as well as the end cap, which just adds a little extra security to your system. I personally really like Rhino Rack because I think they're a really good blend of functionality without being too overpriced for the premium name. And with their design for the raised rails, it really cinches around those rails, creating a really solid fit. So if that's something you're interested in, well, you can find this kit right here on our website. If you're curious about how to get it installed though, well, stick around. To get your roof rack set up, you first need to put together your crossbars. So inside your crossbars, you're gonna have a bunch of these vortex strips. If you don't see them, just take the crossbar and flip it over. Chances are you'll find them then. You're gonna push these vortex strips into the crossbar, and at the end, you're probably gonna have some excess. Just snip that excess off. You're then gonna go, and you can see on the inside, it's gonna have a track. So that track is where you can fit your towers or the feet included with your kit. So let's see, getting this lined up is sometimes a little tricky. My tip for you is have that large block open, and that's what you have to line up sometimes manually at first. There we go, and then the rest will follow. And what I recommend doing here is just to go ahead and put that end cap on, simply because as you put this on your roof, you do not want those towers to fall off. You ready? Now with this on the roof, your focus here is to first get those clamps over your rails, and then you can put this anywhere you want. So the main thing is making sure it's on the right spot on both the left and the right side, and also once you have this in place, to adjust the overhang, we have an equal amount of overhang of the crossbar on each side. Once you get that, then go ahead and take off those end caps, because that will then reveal the bolt on the inside. Your kit will include this very helpful tool. It's got this magnetic mount where you can put in the long Allen key, and then this is what you use to tighten down on your roof rack. And you can see as we tighten down, that really nice fit all throughout. The rubber just fitting around our raised rails, creating a really snug mount onto our roof. So once you tighten it down all the way, this is actually a torque tool and will prevent over tightening past its limit. Once all four towers are tightened down, then go ahead and put those end caps on. These come automatically with a plastic lock core, which with their special plastic key, you just turn that, and then that's secure. If you really want to, you could purchase metal lock cores that go into that spot instead if you want to use a metal key. Once all four ends of the crossbar have their end caps, then that's it. You're done. That's going to be it for the install. I recommend keeping the torque tool as well as one of the end cap keys in your glove box or somewhere in your vehicle. Once you need to take this off, it's just a very simple matter of taking off the end caps, loosening those clamps, and you can pop off the whole system. Same thing for putting everything back together. Don't forget that there are going to be little plastic strips underneath. If you notice wind noise or whistling, definitely put those plastic strips cut to size underneath your bars. But now you're ready to load up your roof rack and hit the road, because you just installed your Rhino Rack Roof Rack system. Hopefully this video helped you out with seeing how this will look, as well as how you get it all installed on your 2024 Subaru Forester. My name is Evangeline, and I hope you enjoyed the journey.